Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the ERA, Bloomington, Illinois Coalition members for putting this effort together. Amanda, I see you. I'm so very proud of you. So very proud of you. The persistent pay gap between men and women has unfortunately been making headlines for decades due to the inequality of rights that we see. But when we talk about equal pay, what is often left out of the conversation is the fact that the wage gap is significantly worse for women of color. It's a sad day in our society when women of color have to wait 1 day out of the entire year to celebrate what is called July 1st, Black Women's Equal Pay Day. That's right. We have to wait until almost August of the next year until our pay catches up with that of our white male counterparts. The pay gap affects women from all backgrounds, at all ages, and of all levels of educational achievement. Yet studies have shown that the pay gap is far worse for women of color. Our young Black women are now the most educated group in our country. We are also more likely to live in poverty and yet still be paid less than white women, and much less than white men. On average, Black women work full-time and are paid 63 cents less on every dollar than their white male counterparts make. The ERA ratification that I envision discusses intersectionality and exhibits equal pay being equal across the spectrum. I consider myself blessed because I do make a decent living. But I have to tell you, I'm a rarity. Not everyone whose path has been the same as mine, who's a woman of color, has been so lucky. I've heard many excuses for why this injustice occurs. I even heard a state senator say that money matters more to men. Right? Who says what, right? Companies ought to conduct salary audits to proactively monitor and address gender-based pay differences. We need elected leaders who recognize the urgency of this issue. While we've made some progress, some very slow progress over time, pay inequality is for many women, especially many young women of color, not just a question of basic economic survival for us, it's survival for our families and for generations after us. We need a new generation of leaders who are all ready and all willing to fight tooth and nail for policy changes like the Paycheck Fairness Act, paid time off, and higher minimum wage. The Paycheck Fairness Act would improve the scope of the Equal Pay Act, which has not even been touched since 1968, with stronger incentives for employers to follow the law, enhance federal enforcement efforts, and prohibit retaliation against women workers who are willing to negotiate their wages. In our fight for ERA ratification, let us be mindful of the things that I shared with you today and demand that Congress takes action for equal pay, because equal means equal. Thank you.
Hey everybody. First, I want to say what an honor it is for me to be the first male speaker here, because this is not just a fight for women, this is a fight for men too. We all need to get it together. You know, I want to just start with a quote, because it's been sort of what I've been talking about in this campaign trail and why I'm running and what the fight is for all of us right now. You know, in the midst of the Great Depression, when fascism was on the rise and we were facing very troubling times as a country and our democracy was in question, Franklin Roosevelt said during one of his many speeches, he said that democracy is not a static thing, it is an everlasting march. And what we're on right now, and what our turn is, this is our generation's turn to push that march forward. And one of the most important things we can do as part of that march is to get ERA in the Constitution. We've seen dark times before, and trouble will come again. But if we have people coming together like this, we have a chance to really change the country. And I just want to say a quick thing about someone I met recently. That's Amanda. I met Amanda at an event a couple weeks ago. Amanda is a student at Illinois Wesleyan, and she had buttons about ERA, she had literature, and she was there to try to push this thing forward. And I got to tell you, it was an inspiring thing for me personally, because it's great to see that the next generation is already in this fight, and they're pushing this thing forward, and they're looking to do something about it. And that dog is saying, "Let's do this." That little dog, and that's what he's saying. For me personally, it's just been very inspiring to see it, and I know we have work to do, but I'm confident that we can get this done. Illinois is going to be the start, and I promise you, if I could get myself elected to Congress, I would be pushing this issue in Congress.
Okay, our next speaker is representing the YWCA, who does so many good things for both men and women in our community, and his name is Gabe Cripe.
So when I saw the flyer that came out that had the list of speakers for today, I'll be honest, I felt a little out of my league. Folks, I feel a little out of my league, so I appreciate you all passionate about, and that I hope can all kind of rally around. So I work for YWCA, and more specifically, I work for a program at the YWCA called Stepping Stones. Stepping Stones is the Crisis Center for McLean County. So I work with survivors of sexual assault. And so I've seen firsthand the social outcomes, what happens when we treat women like second-class citizens. And so a lot of people ask us at Stepping Stones, what can we do to eliminate sexual assault, or what can we do to reduce the number of sexual assaults that happen in our community. And before we do that, we first have to identify the root causes of sexual assault, right? So through my work, I've realized that one of the root causes of sexual assault is social inequality, and more specifically, gender inequality. And what our research tells us is that one of the main risk factors for perpetration, so something that makes somebody more likely to be an offender of sexual assault, is if they buy into very strict gender roles. So if they believe that men should be dominant and men should be aggressive, and they believe that women should be submissive and women should be passive, they're significantly more likely to commit sexual assault. So what gender roles do is they don't just differentiate between men and women. They don't just say men do this and women do this. They also assign value to people based on gender. They say that men are more powerful, or men are superior, and women are inferior. And so when somebody views somebody as less than them, or somebody views somebody as having less rights than them, or this is a big one, if somebody views somebody as not as fully human as them, then they're significantly more likely to commit an act of violence against them. They're significantly more likely to sexual assault. And so for me and for us at Stepping Stones, the Equal Rights Amendment isn't just in law, and it's not just words on paper, and it's not just another amendment that's working its way through the legislature. What the ERA is a statement that we as a society are going to recognize the humanity of everyone regardless of sex. Effectively, in order for us as a community to achieve Stepping Stone's mission, which is to eliminate sexual assault. In order for us to reach that goal, what we first have to do is eliminate social inequality and gender inequality. And I believe that ratifying the ERA is a necessary first step on the path to gender equality. Thanks for listening.
I'd like to interview, we're going to have two students, one here and one over at ISU that are going to talk. And our student here collected the most signatures on our ERA petition, which we finalized at the kickoff in July. So she's been a real inspiration. She's been helping out a lot with our organization, and she is a student at Illinois Wesleyan University, Amanda Breeden.
My name's Amanda. I began my second year at Illinois Wesleyan University, and I'm majoring in gender studies and sociology. This is really important to me. I'd like to preface all of this by saying that I'm fortunate to be living in the year 2017. I can obtain a degree like I am now. I can manage my own bank account without having to have a partner's permission. I can choose if, when, and whom to marry, and whether or not to keep my last name. I'm not barred from these things by virtue of being female, as I may have been in the past. And while so much progress has occurred, I was a sophomore in high school when I learned that despite bipartisan support, the Equal Rights Amendment has not yet been ratified by the minimum 38 states. Like many people my age, I'd essentially been reading the same paragraph in my history textbook for years. When it came to the women's rights movement, it was essentially a thing of the past. But we're still living it. I mean, it was my grandma's life experience. It was my mom's childhood. It's my state of existence currently. And while this movement has always been multifaceted, I continue to be especially jarred by the seemingly impossible takedown of an amendment that should have been written into our Constitution at its inception. There are people standing in today's crowd who, by the lottery of birth, have been cheated out of opportunities because of an arbitrary marker of sex. And because the ERA has maintained its relevance for over a century, it is not productive to claim indifference. We are taught individualism from the moment we are born, but nobody lives in a vacuum. Every human being's liberation is connected. The personal is professional is political. A woman's liberation is a man's liberation, is anyone in between's liberation. Not an option. We are doing this for the countless women who, as they signed our petition, said they fought the same fight when they were 19. We are doing this for people who move states for whatever reason and find themselves protected by extremely different anti-discrimination laws of varying degrees of effectiveness. We are doing this because unless there is a federal constitutional provision protecting people from sex discrimination, anything in the books so far can be repealed at the whim of legislators currently in office. Ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment is not the end-all be-all of obtaining and maintaining equality in our country, but it is the next logical step, and it is vital. And this is why last year one of my professors told me that I should not have to edit or diminish my speech when speaking about my humanity. I am learning to take that to heart, and I will not mince my words. I think women are socialized to apologize for simply taking up space. So I want to make this abundantly clear. The people here today are not asking for the Equal Rights Amendment to be ratified. We are claiming our rights to be protected under the Constitution. The best time to ratify the ERA was when it was written. The second best time is now. All people are equal and our value is non-negotiable. Thank you.
Inspiration, and so is your mom, who's right over there, with the men of quality, or right my women of quality. Thanks a lot. And it is true.
Hooray! Okay, we gotta be on this right now. E-R-A. Ratify it. Thank you. I mean, honestly,
One of the most prominent, I guess, women who has come out in support of this is Joanne Maitland, who is here from Bloomington. She is the wife of former General Assembly member John Maitland, and we're here. We're so honored to have her here today. So I'd like to introduce her. And
thank you, Sharon, and it's a privilege to be here this morning.